City A was a ruthless concrete jungle where money and power ruled everything. In this city, if you were poor, you were invisible. Enter Leo Vance, dressed in a faded red delivery jacket, wearing a cheap helmet, and riding an electric bike. Leo looked like just another struggling college student trying to make ends meet. On this scorching afternoon, Leo arrived at the towering glass skyscraper of the Zenith Corporation, one of the top 3 conglomerates in the country. He had a rush delivery luxury coffee and document package meant for the executive floor. As Leo walked through the grand sliding glass doors, security guard Marcus stepped directly into his path, sneering with open contempt. "Hey, delivery rat. Use the back service entrance. High-end executives don't want the stench of poor people tracking through the main lobby. One wrong step on this imported marble, and your entire family's monthly earnings couldn't pay for it." Before Leo could even respond, a sleek luxury sports car pulled up outside. Out stepped Jessica Chen, the arrogant and fierce project manager of Zenith Corp, and ironically, Leo's secret fiancée of 3 years. Jessica took one look at Leo and her face twisted in absolute disgust. She snatched the package from his hand, tossed a single crumpled coin onto the floor, and spat out, "Keep the change, loser. And do not ever let me catch you near my workplace again. You're embarrassing me." The lobby erupted into mocking laughter, but behind his calm, lowered gaze, Leo didn't feel anger. A cold, chilling smile played on his lips. They thought he was a helpless delivery boy. They had no idea that the entire Zenith Corporation and the very building they stood in actually belonged to him. Why was the true billionaire heir of the Vance Group working as a delivery boy? 3 years ago, Leo's grandfather, the legendary founder of the multi-billion-dollar global empire, Vance Holdings, decided to test his true character before handing over the absolute throne. Stripped of his bank accounts, luxury cars, and corporate status, Leo was sent into the lowest rungs of society with strict instructions. Survive on your own for 3 years, experience the real world, and find out who truly stands by you. During his first year of absolute poverty, broken and desperate, Leo had met Jessica. Believing he was just an ordinary orphan student working multiple jobs, Jessica's family had graciously allowed an engagement, not out of love, but purely to use Leo as a punching bag and a doormat to elevate their own social status. Whenever Jessica needed gifts, Leo worked 3 night shifts. Whenever her family business faced minor financial crunches, Leo secretly pulled strings behind the scenes. Yet, what did he get in return? Constant humiliation, public betrayal, and utter disdain. Today marked the exact final day of the 3-year trial. The probation period was officially over. As Leo sat in his cramped, damp 10 by 10 apartment, he picked up his old, battered smartphone. He didn't check his delivery app. Instead, he dialed a private, encrypted satellite number. "The trial has concluded," Leo's voice echoed, cold as ice. "Prepare the board. Tomorrow morning, the true master returns to Vance Holdings." That same evening, a grand celebratory banquet was held at the luxury Riverside Hotel. The Chen family was celebrating a massive milestone. Jessica had successfully secured a partnership with the city's wealthiest newcomer. And to top it all off, she was officially dumping her worthless delivery boy fiancé to marry Brad Lewis, the arrogant young heir of the Lewis Corporation. Inside the glittering banquet hall, surrounded by elite socialites and corporate executives, Jessica raised a champagne glass. "I want to make an announcement," Jessica announced proudly, her voice echoing through the hall. "As of today, my engagement to Leo Vance is terminated. A parasite who delivers food for pocket change has no place in the Chen family. Tomorrow, I am officially engaged to Brad, whose family controls half the city's real estate." Applause and flattering remarks filled the room. Jessica's mother laughed loudly, adding, "We should have thrown that beggar out years ago. He actually had the nerve to show up at my office last week expecting handouts." Just as the laughter reached its peak, the heavy double doors of the banquet hall slowly swung open. All eyes turned toward the entrance. Walking in was not a panicked, crying outcast, but a man wearing a custom-tailored midnight black designer suit. exuding an aura of absolute dominance and supreme authority. It was Leo. But the shabby delivery jacket was gone, replaced by the chilling glare of a king ready to claim his crown. Silence descended upon the banquet hall. For a brief second, Jessica and Brad failed to recognize the man standing before them. Then, recovery of shock turned into immediate, blind fury. Jessica slammed her wine glass down onto the table, her face flushing red with absolute humiliation. You! How did you even get in here? Did you sneak past security by delivering food to the kitchen? Jessica shrieked, pointing an accusing finger at him. Have you no shame, Leo? You're wearing a fake designer suit rented for $50 just to crash my party. Brad Lewis stepped forward, puffing out his chest, towering over Leo with a sneer. Listen here, you pathetic delivery rat. This is an elite gathering of billionaires. People like you aren't even allowed to breathe the same air as us. Get out right now before I have the security throw you into the river. The surrounding guests whispered among themselves, mocking Leo openly. Cameras flashed as people recorded the pathetic spectacle. Leo didn't flinch. He didn't raise his voice. He simply reached into his breast pocket, pulled out a gold-plated document folder, and tossed it casually onto the center table. Relax, Jessica, Leo said, his voice smooth, deep, and laced with absolute venom. I didn't come here to win you back. I came here to deliver your final notice of absolute destruction. Brad laughed mockingly, picking up the gold folder and tossing it into a trash bin without even opening it. What is this? A request for a loan? Or your resignation letter from your part-time job? Before anyone could laugh further, Brad's personal smartphone suddenly started ringing violently. Annoyed, Brad pulled it out. It was his father, the chairman of Lewis Corporation. Brad swiped to answer, expecting praise for handling the banquet. Instead, a terrifying, panicked roar echoed through the phone speaker, loud enough for everyone around him to hear. Brad, you idiot. What have you done? Who did you offend? Brad went pale. Dad, what are you talking about? I'm just at a party. Shut up. The Vance Group just acquired 51% of our stocks in a hostile takeover. Our bank accounts are frozen. All our major partners have terminated their contracts. With US in the last 2 minutes. We are ruined. Who is standing near you? The phone slipped from Brad's trembling fingers, clattering onto the marble floor. Total, suffocating silence gripped the banquet hall. Every eye slowly shifted from the shattered phone back to Leo, who stood calmly adjusting his cuffs. Jessica's mother gasped, clutching her chest. The Vance Group. But that's the ruling conglomerate of the entire country. How could they target the Lewis family? Leo looked straight into Jessica's wide, terror-filled eyes and whispered softly, because I am the Vance family. Before the shock could even settle, the heavy glass doors of the banquet hall swung open once more. A wave of security guards rushed in, clearing the path. But it wasn't police officers entering. It was the most powerful corporate titans in City A, the president of the Bank of City A, the CEO of the Global Shipping Syndicate, and the director of the city's largest real estate development board. Walked side by side in brisk, coordinated panic. The entire room held its breath as these untouchable billionaires scanned the room frantically. Then, to the absolute horror of everyone present, the mighty CEOs stopped dead in their tracks, bypassed Brad, bypassed Jessica's father, and walked straight up to the young man in the black suit. With trembling hands and deep, respectful bows of 90 degrees, the city's richest men spoke in unison. Welcome back, Chairman Vance. We have awaited your glorious return to the throne. The room spun. Jessica's knees buckled beneath her. The man she had treated like dirt, the delivery boy she had humiliated, the parasite she had dumped, was the supreme ruler of the entire city's economy. Brad collapsed onto the floor, clutching his head, finally realizing that the man he threatened had the power to crush his family's empire with a single snap of his fingers. Jessica crawled across the floor, tears streaming down her face, her makeup ruined as she grabbed the hem of Leo's tailored trousers. Leo, please. She sobbed hysterically. It was a misunderstanding. My mother forced me. Brad tricked me. We were engaged for 3 years, remember? I loved you. Please forgive me. Leo looked down at her with eyes as cold as a frozen glacier. He gently pulled his trousers free from her desperate grip, not feeling an ounce of pity. When I was delivering your packages in the freezing rain, did you remember our 3 years? Leo asked quietly. When your family spat on my face and called me a beggar, did you defend me even once? No, Jessica. You chose money, arrogance, and cruelty. And now, you will taste the exact poverty you forced upon others. Leo turned to the president of the bank and gave a single, quiet command. Seize the Chen family assets, foreclose their properties, and audit every single cent of their illegal business transactions. Let them experience what it feels like to have nothing. As you command, Chairman Vance. The bank president replied instantly. Jessica shrieked in absolute despair as security guards grabbed her and dragged her out of the hall, her dreams of high society luxury vanishing into thin air. By midnight, the chaos had settled. The banquet hall was empty, save for Leo and his core executive team. Leo walked up to the floor-to-ceiling glass windows of the penthouse banquet hall, looking out over the sprawling, glittering night skyline of City A. Every building, every glowing billboard, every corporate tower, it all belonged to him now. The 3-year trial was over. The masks had fallen, the traitors had been punished, and the weak had been weeded out from the strong. As the wind howled outside, Leo took a sip of his wine, his reflection in the glass showing a man completely transformed. Not just a billionaire, but a supreme king who could never be stepped on again. The delivery boy was gone. Only the absolute ruler remained. If you enjoyed this epic revenge journey, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next legendary story. Thanks for watching.